poppin'? It's J to the A, D to the A. Welcome to our little corner of heaven. How y'all doing today? Today, we're going to be talking about Moldavite. Now, Moldavite is a very, very controversial, and I'm finally getting around to making this video about my first piece of Moldavite because I really want to stress that Moldavite is not just this fucking rock, and it's not this enemy that a lot of people claim Moldavite to be. My first piece of Moldavite looked like this. It wasn't like elaborate filed down shaped piece. It was just a Moldavite chip I got for like $20 or $35 a gram. I made this video on how I put a string on it, and I've been wearing it on that same string for what, 2 years. Moldavite had been coming to me kind of like how I make videos about spirits. Like before I had first got my Moldavite 2 years ago, it was showing up in my life. I had talked about it with an ex-friend, and they were like, oh, I want Moldavite, but I want to make sure I'm ready. And I was like, oh, I feel you. I think I want to make sure I'm ready too. But then life got to that period, when life gets uncomfortable, even though you ain't doing shit, like nothing bad is happening, you feel what I'm saying, but you just feel uncomfortable. That means your paradigm needs to shift. That means you're outgrowing your surroundings. I was like, it's time for Moldavite. Whenever that time had came again some months later, I was like, it's time for Moldavite. I want to do this, and I want to be able to grow so I can experience those things. Now, when I was able to get Moldavite, I am not saying that was like my prime. It was not my prime. I'm in my prime right now, and as I move forward, I continue to grow into like prime me. But at that point, it was like this sweet spot that I was really trying to hit that I didn't even know was a sweet spot. So I was super, 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 super into written manifestations. I've always been into written manifestations, like burning bay leaves and scripting. But this time I was really, really big in 369 methods. Oh my gosh, 369 methods. I do 369 methods now. I'm grateful for it. But at that time, right when I was manifesting that Moldavite, I was just 369, 369, 369. I manifested and everything shot to me. Like, pew, just shot to me. So I had my notebook. I would write down. I have a piece of genuine Moldavite. I have a piece of real Moldavite. I have the perfect piece of Moldavite that's meant for me 3 times. No, at this time, I think I was actually just doing it 369 all at one time. I wasn't doing it 3 in the morning, 6 in the afternoon, and 9 at night. I don't think I was doing that. I was just 369, 369, 369 over and over and over and over and over again. I had finally got my hands on Moldavite when I got the package in the mail from Love Thyself Rocks, bruh. It was like a warm sensation coming from it. And no, it was not the summertime or the springtime. No, ma'am. No, sir. And I held the package and it was warm. I was like, oh my God, I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. I took it out the package. I rinsed it off. I cleansed it with some smoke. And I always kept it on other than to cleanse it. When I'm telling you, y'all, I really understood me working with Moldavite for what? Almost 3 years, I believe. Moldavite is a very misunderstood. When I got my Moldavite, I was in the middle of doing self-love work. I had made a self-love bath. I brewed it on the stove. I strained it. I put it in the bathtub. I made my bath and stuff. And I had my Moldavite on. As soon as I stepped foot in that water, just cried. I just cried. While I was doing my self-love bath, I was talking to one of my family members about something. And my family member that I was on the phone with, a lot of my family members, but the specific one I was on the phone with, has a lot of like self-hate and they project their self-hate onto others, and they've always projected their self-hate onto me as a kid, and I had to understand that that's what they've been doing my entire life. And we was on the phone and we was like going through memories, and a lot of the stuff they were saying to me, I was like waking up like, oh yeah, this person really doesn't think highly of me in certain ways that are my most vulnerable, but I've been numb to them like this whole time. These type of realizations of like my learned numbness when it comes to like accepting people just because you think that they care about you, but their way of caring, even though they might care, is toxic. Especially when it comes to family. Like, that's always evolving within me, if that makes sense. Like, I'm always growing and figuring things out about my inner child, and what my inner child and myself in general is going to allow to be said or thought about me in my close proximity. Like, you can think some shit about me, get the fuck on somewhere, but you're not gonna be having contact with me, and you're totally continuing to affirm and repeat certain things over and over and over and over and over and over again to me, and think that it's gonna continue to be said. So I didn't argue with that person though at the time. I just let it go and was doing my self-love work. Y'all, when I stepped into that tub, I cried. I cried about everything that person had said to me my entire life. I just cried and I felt so good. I felt so fucking good. I felt so, 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 so fucking good. When I got out of the tub, I dried myself off and I went to sleep on a couch. I went to sleep on a couch. And in my dream, I was just laid back and it was just darkness. Not darkness like a scary darkness, but it was like empty space. Like, just imagine looking at the sky, but the sky is still the sky, but it's just no stars. I'm not talking about, pollution. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you looking up at the sky on a regular day and you're like, oh, it's some stars twinkling and the sky's like blue black. But imagine no stars. That's what my surrounding was, but it was more like a deep black, but it wasn't like negative. You know what I'm saying? So I look to my left in my dream, and there was this being laid beside me, like laying beside me. And yes, I drew a picture. I drew a picture. But it was like a green extraterrestrial. And no, it wasn't like those little green aliens we always see. It wasn't necessarily just like that. Like, it gave a different energy, and it was like this type of green, not necessarily like them dark green aliens. The heads wasn't extremely big, but it was, not proportionate with his body. Very lanky body. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, they were dressed like this and they looked very dapper and they were glowing and it had this type of aura about them. It wasn't as iridescent as some other extraterrestrial experiences that I've had as a kid and as an adult, but it was amazing. This being radiated white light and was dressed like very dapper, very, very, very dapper. It seemed so sophisticated, like sophisticated. When I looked at the being was looking at me, laying beside me, literally laying beside me, fully clothed. The being looked at me, and it felt feminine. It felt feminine. The being looked at me and it said, "You're ready." And in my dream, I was just, I guess I was just being Jada. I don't know. But I put my hands up and I was like, yeah, we're ready. And in the middle of me doing that in the dream, I woke up and I was like, yeah, we're ready. And I turned over like it was normal. And then I was like, doom, like, my eyes was wide, like, what the heck? Oh my gosh. And I automatically knew, like, oh shit, my Moldavite came with an alien. Like, ever since then, I've always been like, my Moldavite came with an alien, bruh. Within the next, I think, week, I was approved to get my stimulus check. Um, I invested in my business. I had got a call about a art show that I did really, 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 really well in. I sold a lot of merchandise in. And I had made up with one of my family members and changed housing literally just in time before I was homeless again. So yeah, I just wanted to speak on Motivate. Like Motivate, it's a conscious being that has other beings that come in and tune in and commune and chill and bring messages to the high vibrational people that are powerful enough and receptive enough to get those type of experiences. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, that's all I had to say. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace, my G.